Most students can explain what a rhetorical choice does, but scoring a 6 requires explaining why it matters, given the rhetorical situation. Today, let me show you the sophistication techniques that many teachers skip. Hey everyone, welcome back to CT's AP Cookies. On this channel, I cover everything you need to crack the AP Language and AP Literature exams. In the past 7 years, I've helped hundreds of international students score a 5 on the exam, so I have proven tips that work. In the last video, I talked about one mistake you must avoid when annotating and how to score the sophistication point. I also talked about 3 core principles. Focus on the message. Ignore rhetorical choices. Look for tensions. Today, I'm showing you a second method, explaining the significance or relevance of the writer's rhetorical choices given the rhetorical situation. This method works particularly well when there is clear audience or specific historical contexts. Let's return to the 2024 prompt and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Alright, let's break down what rhetorical situation actually means. The rhetorical situation has 6 elements: author, audience, context, exigence, message, purpose. Good news is you don't need to cover all 6 to earn sophistication. Focus on just 1 or 2 elements. Today, I'm going to show you how to use context to explain significance. I'll analyze the anecdote where Sejani encountered a voter who struggled to pronounce her name but voted for her anyway. I'll explain this anecdote's significance in light of the historical contexts. Let me build this analysis sentence by sentence so you see exactly how it works. Step 1. Identify and present the rhetorical choice to earn the evidence point. The author strategically recounts an anecdote about encountering a voter who fumbled to pronounce her name but voted for her anyway. Step 2. Use this sentence structure to present the historical context. Here's how I apply it. The significance of this anecdote becomes clear in light of the historical context. The essay was written in 2018, a time when POC politicians were often advised to change their names to boost their electability. Now I know what some of you are thinking, but I haven't taken AP US history. How am I supposed to know the historical context? Great question, and here's the good news. AP US history is not a prerequisite for AP language. The historical context is already in the passage. In the second paragraph, the author wrote, "I did it authentically as myself as Reshma. In the early stages of campaigning, I was told to change my name to Rita, given the advice that people are more likely to vote for you if they can pronounce your name." And the prompt says the essay was written in 2018. And these 2 things combined are your context. You extracted from the passage and the prompt, no outside knowledge required. Important distinction. These 2 sentences are not included in my rhetorical analysis as evidence. They are included in my commentary because they are providing context that helps explain the significance of the voter anecdote. Let's continue with step number 3. Explain why the context matters. By highlighting how the voter who, despite struggling with an unfamiliar name, still supported the candidate, the author provides counter-evidence to the dominant narrative that authenticity is politically costly. Step number 4. If there is another context, add it. The anecdote is also significant considering a second context that American girls are often raised to value perfection over bravery. The anecdote empowers female readers who have internalized perfectionist values by proving that authentic self-presentation, even when imperfect, can help win support. Here's the complete paragraph. 4 sentences: evidence, context, significance, second context, significance. That's sophistication point secured. Now, make your commentary stronger with these 2 tips. Tip number 1, present the tension. Use words like but, although, rather than, instead of, though. Don't say authenticity can help win support. Say instead, authenticity, though imperfect, can help win support. If you want to reveal what tension is, you can click the link in the top right corner and watch the last video. Tip number 2, specify the audience. Don't say the anecdote empowers readers. Say instead, the anecdote empowers female readers who have internalized perfectionist values. Being specific about the audience shows you understand the rhetorical situation. Final note, I am only focusing on the context, not all 6 elements of the rhetorical situation. You don't need to do everything, just pick 1 or 2 elements and do them well. Alright, second example, same method, different passage section. This time I'm analyzing the final 2 paragraphs where the author talks about her parents' sacrifice, how her parents assimilated so she could be her authentic self. Let me show you my thought process for choosing the rhetorical choice. When I read these 2 paragraphs, I notice 3 rhetorical choices. Financial diction, including paid the ultimate price, steep taxes, traded in their names. Reverent tone expressing deep respect and gratitude for her parents. Cause and effect structure explaining how the parents' assimilation cost her freedom. Any of these can work for sophistication. The key is, which one can you connect to the audience fastest? For me, cause and effect jumped out because I immediately saw how it addresses the reader's anxiety about assimilation. But you might see financial diction connecting to immigrant audience, or the reverent tone connecting to audience who are family-oriented. Pick the choice that make the audience connection clearest to you. Under time pressure, go with your first strong instinct. Now, let me show you my analysis of cause and effect. Step number 1. Identify the rhetorical choice and evidence and briefly summarize the purpose. The author establishes cause and effect. Her parents' assimilation as the ultimate price for the freedom and privilege of being her authentic self to redefine bravery. Step number 2, address potential counterargument. Now, let me show you a crucial technique to specify the audience. When the author addresses a potential counterargument, such as when the author says, assimilating in the ways my parents did can invite accusations. You can make use of this and specify the audience by saying, some readers view assimilation negatively. Watch how I use this technique in my analysis. As the author says, changing your name and hiding your accent could be seen as passive or fearful gestures. She acknowledges that some readers view her parents' choice to assimilate as cowardice rather than bravery. That's why you need to look for tensions. Tensions also include potential counterarguments, and use that tension to specify the audience and improve your commentary. Step number 3, explain how the rhetorical choice addresses counterargument. By establishing that assimilation directly caused her freedom, the author proves her parents' passivity were actually strategic investments. Step number 4, connect to the audience using anthology context. Given that the essay is abstracted in an anthology on multicultural America, its audience may be navigating their own multicultural identities and worry that assimilation equals cultural erasure. Remember, use information from the prompt to specify the audience. Step number 5, explain significance for the audience. The cause and effect resolves this anxiety by arguing that assimilation and authenticity are not necessarily dichotomous. For readers who feel conflicted about changing their names or accent to fit in, the cause and effect helps to broaden the definition of bravery to include acts of self-sacrifice so that future generations can live courageously. Here's the complete analysis. 5 sentences. Earn the sophistication point by explaining the significance of a rhetorical choice to a specific group of audience. I know what you've been thinking. What about introduction? How to write a strong introduction? Let me tell you the truth. If you're stressing over the introduction, you're focusing on the wrong thing. I know some teachers want you to write a strong introduction first before tackling the body paragraphs. I strongly disagree with that approach. Let me explain why. Introduction is the first thing readers read, but it doesn't have to be the first thing writers write. In the process of advancing your claims and writing your paragraphs, you arrive at a thesis. You don't write down a perfect thesis and then write your paragraphs to expand on the thesis. Writing doesn't work that way. The College Board actually says this. Writers may lead readers through a line of reasoning and then arrive at a thesis. The key word is arrive. You don't have to begin with a thesis. You arrive at your thesis and your introduction. That's why I write my body paragraphs first, then the introduction. And here's my introduction. By strategically using personal experience and anecdote as well as establishing cause and effect, the author Resmaa Sajani conveys her message that bravery is about choosing to build communities, embrace one's authentic self, and sacrifice if necessary for future generations. That's it. One sentence, bare minimum. The prompt asked me to analyze the rhetorical choices Sajani makes to convey her message about the nature of bravery. So I give them 3 specific rhetorical choices, the specific message about bravery. Thesis point secure. Why do I keep it minimal? Because more than 90% of test takers could score thesis point. It's the easiest point to get. You know what's harder? Evidence, commentary, and sophistication. So I spent about 2 minutes on the introduction and about 38 minutes on the body paragraphs. That's smart time management. One more thing, conclusions. Do you need a conclusion paragraph? I've had so many students skip conclusions entirely and still score 5s on the exam. So just skip the conclusion and spend that time polishing and improving your body paragraphs. The sophistication point lives in your body paragraphs, not your conclusion. Alright, that's it. You now have two methods for earning sophistication on rhetorical analysis. Method number 1, find tensions in the passage and explain their function. Method number 2, explain the significance of rhetorical choices using the rhetorical situation, such as audience, context, or purpose. Use whichever method fits the passage better. Some passages have obvious tensions, others have clear audience or historical contexts, or use both in different paragraphs. Practice both methods so you're ready for whatever aplang throws at you. If you want personalized feedback on your essays where I'll score your work and show you exactly how to score the sophistication point, I offer essay review services. Check the description below for more details. Thanks for watching and see you next class.